Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel. Today we are starting the Cookies for Hadlee series, and this one is going to be how to put together your general cookie mix. And this cookie mix I'm going to use to make so many cookies over this next little series. Let me tell you, we're going to do a sweet vanilla cookie with, there's some varieties you can do with that. Chocolate chip cookie, we're doing that one. Sweet and spicy cookies, a tropical macaroon, a banana coconut cookie, snickerdoodles, of course, and peanut butter cookies, of course. And we're also going to do a lemon nut cooler cookies, as well as spicy cookies. And then we might even make a couple of other types of mixes. But for now, let's just make this general cookie mix. Now, what I've got here, the first thing, in the ingredients and the instructions will be in the description. But for now, I've already got 8 cups of general flour, all-purpose flour, in my big bowl. Now, you're going to need a bowl that's going to hold like 15 or like 16 cups. It's going to be a lot, but this is going to make a lot of cookies. Now, I'm going to be using this super cool doodad. I actually took a picture of this. I tried to Google Lens it to find out where you could get one of these. I got this at a really... it's by the Everyday Gourmet by RSVP, and I've never been able to find another one. But if you see one, check it out. Maybe I'll do a little research on the Everyday Gourmet by RSVP and see if we can come up with these, because this has always been my mix blender because of this little screen that slides off, because it really helps mix everything up. If you don't have something like this, just use a nice whisk. So, first of all, we have 8 cups of all-purpose flour here. And the next thing we're going to do is 2½ cups of granulated sugar. Now, I've got to get my little half cup here, and we'll just put that in. We're going to mix all the dry ingredients together first. And here's a tip. I've got certain things I wanted to show you, things like these chocolate chips. I buy things like my flour, my sugar, and all that stuff in bulk. And then it's much cheaper that way in the long run. And then what I do is I divide it up in increments. I do my chocolate chips, my pecans, my walnuts, everything. I buy them in the big bags at Costco, and then I break them down into 1 cup increments like this. And I do the same thing with sugar. I'll break it down into smaller portions, and I'll store that in my pantry, and it works great. And it works out much cheaper in the long run. Okay, so 2½ cups of granulated sugar. We're going to mix that in. There's 1, 2, and a half cup. There's my 2½ cups of granulated sugar. Now, there's different recipes. I've seen ones that have baking soda and baking powder, things like that. And so I also need to get 2 cups of firmly packed brown sugar. And I have to have 3 cups of vegetable shortening, but I am going to use 2 cups of regular Crisco and 1 cup of butter flavored Crisco, just because it makes it so much better. All right, so what do I need? 2 cups of brown sugar, firmly packed. So I'm going to put it in there, and then I'm going to take my little spatula, and I'm going to pack it down, see if we can make sure we get everything on there. All right, a little bit more. We'll pack there. There's 1, and then 2. And then I'm going to pack that down. Firmly packed. All right, there's my 2 cups of firmly packed brown sugar. And now we need 4 teaspoons of salt. So I'm going to get my teaspoons. 4 teaspoons of salt right there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and that seems like a lot, but this is mixed into a lot of mix. And then I need 1½ teaspoons of baking soda, so I need to grab my baking soda. I'll be right back. I already got my baking soda out, so that is 1½ teaspoons of baking soda. There's my 1, and there's my half. Okay. Now, you can look online for to DIY cookie mix, DIY Bisquick, all those things, and there's lots of recipes for these, but this is the one that I use for these types of cookies that I'm going to show you how to make. Now, I'm going to put this away and then get my Crisco out here. 2 cups of regular Crisco, and I am going to put 1 cup of butter flavored Crisco just because I like it that way. Okay, sorry, before I do that, we need to make sure that this is really well mixed. So I'm going to take this super cool thing. If you're just using a whisk, that's fine. Just get it started. And you don't want any clumps or brown sugar, like clumps in there either. Sometimes I just have to go in with my hand and break up those little brown sugar clumps. And this will make a lot of cookies. You'll be surprised. But they make really good cookies too. I can't wait. Actually, this gave me a good reason to make some good cookies. And I haven't been making them because it's just me and Brian, and I don't make big batches of cookies. But you know, you can freeze them. And I will freeze them in little packages of maybe 6. So we're not sitting there eating a whole dozen cookies while we have tea in the evening, you know. All right, now I'm going to put that on because see how that kind of works everything through. You have a little screen kind of a thing like that. Even if you want to put this into maybe a screen little sieve and do this, it really helps. Or a flour. This would be great for like, you know, a flour sifter kind of thing. Basically, that's what this is. But I have used this for a million years for my my mixes because I think it gives them a really good mix. And you don't want to add anything like cinnamon or anything to this yet because it could mess up the flavor of a different cookie that you might be making. So this is just your general purpose cookie mix. All right, now I'll write the instructions in the bottom of the description so that you can make sure you get them all right. Now see how nice that mixes up? All right, there's that. Now I'm going to put 2 cups of Crisco in the regular flavor, and then I will put a cup of the butter flavor. So this is going to take a second to get it in here and pack it down. So I will come back when those 3 cups are in the bowl. All right, there we have it. One of the reasons why I like to do the butter flavored Crisco is because it acts the same as Crisco, but it adds a little richness. It adds a little bit of extra flavor. Now what I'm going to do is I've got to break this down into the flour. And there's a couple of ways to do that. One is if you have a pastry blender and you're just going to take little bits off and just kind of work it down into the flour like that. Like I will sit here and just kind of work it and just keep working it until eventually your mix is going to look like a cornmeal. It's just going to be all chunked up. So you can do it that way. If you don't have one of these, which this is probably the way I'm going to do it, but if you don't have one of those, you can use 2 knives and you can just slice it. I am not a fan of this. You kind of go back and forth like that and you work it down into the flour and eventually you'll get the crumbs. See there, it just, I don't know. I'm just not a fan of that, but if I didn't have something else, that would be really the way to go. That's the way they used to do it, I suppose. I think my grandma did it that way, but I don't like to do that. So I'm not going to do that. And if you have a whisk, this is, let me just get one. I'll get a real whisk for you. So if you have one of these, you can just kind of work the Crisco down into the flour. Now you're going to get some stuck up in there and you're going to have to push it out once in a while, but it's a way to work it. So I'm going to continue to work this until I am through and it looks like cornmeal. So you're just going to keep working however you want to work your cornmeal, or I mean your Crisco or your shortening into your flour. You just go right on ahead and I will show you what it's going to look like when you're done. So you can see how I'm kind of just working this down. I grab a little bit of that shortening and then I kind of work it into there and you can see how it gets into these little crumbly look. Now you don't want to keep working that so that it becomes like a dough. You want to just kind of break it up until it's crumbly. So this is going to take a few minutes and a little bit of arm strength. So when you're done, it will all look like cornmeal. So I just want to show you how I'm working that in with this pastry blender. So if you don't have one of these and you're going to make a lot of mixes, be sure and find yourself a pastry blender. All right, there we have it. Looky there. It looks kind of like a cornmeal. See there? And I went all the way to the bottom to make sure that the flour on the bottom is well incorporated. And now I'm just going to store this. I have a big container. If you have a bowl that you just want to leave it in, that's fine. But I will put it in one of these big bags, listed cookie mix. And so I'm just going to put this in this, and then it will be ready for when we make our recipes. And I think the first one, maybe we'll make chocolate chip because I already have those out. I brought them out thinking, huh, that sounds good. So I'm going to put this in here, and then this will store, well, they say 10 weeks, but you've got the Crisco in there. And so what I would suggest is just look at your expiration dates on your ingredients and kind of go by the one that has the soonest expiration date, and then you'll know. But this stuff keeps for a really long time. If it's stored in a dark pantry and it doesn't get overheated and that kind of stuff, it'll store for a long time. And basically what you've done here is you've created kind of a pre-cookie. These are all the ingredients that you would put in a cookie when you make it, and you've got them all ready to go. So the only thing you're going to have to add would be the add-ins, like your chips, or if it calls for eggs or something like that, you'll put that in, and then you're good to go. So I hope you guys get this made so that you can come back and make cookies with me. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.